Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this week's episode of Dear Nero, the weekly Q&A here on the channel where subscribers send in questions and I answer them. It's a very simple process. This week we're going to be doing it solo. No Justin this week, though he is home, but I thought it'd be fun just to do a solo episode because sometimes people enjoy that, though I definitely do enjoy having my brother on for these videos, and you guys seem to enjoy it as well, so we'll definitely have him on again in the near future. But we have a number of great questions this week, so let's go ahead and jump right on into it with the first question, which is coming in from Sino, who writes, Dear Nero, what do you think needs to be implemented / changed for Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 to succeed this year, and why? So, for me personally, I think what they really need to do is go back to their roots, go back to what made COD fun back in the day. And it's hard for me to say that because I'm worried that what made COD fun back in the day is not what they're going to be going for anymore, if that makes any sense. Like, what made all of us fall in love with COD, or at least a lot of us fall in love with COD way back when, was the progression, the kill streaks, which were hard to get, kind of, but they were still relatively easily obtainable. I'm talking like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3. The kill streaks were fun. They were rewarding, whereas in the past couple of years, they've kind of done away with that. The kill streaks are really hard to get, and once you get them, they're very easily countered, typically by a streak like Air Patrol that costs like 2,000 score, or a specialist can take it out in like 2 seconds, like in Black Ops 4, or, you know, in the case of Vanguard, a counter UAV makes it so you can't do anything. So, I think kill streaks need to come back in a big way. That's one of the big things that separated COD, you know, from all the other games, was it was fun going for those chopper gunners and those AC-130s and tactical nukes and things like that. I feel as though that needs to be one of the top priorities for them, is kind of reinventing the wheel, I guess, and rather stop reinventing the wheel when it comes to kill streaks and customization and stuff like that, and just go back to their roots and go back to what made COD fun way back when, which is partially the kill streaks. Bring back normal prestige mode, increase the time to kill, make it so it's, you know, slower. I don't know if I should say I should increase it or decrease it or whatever, but make it so the time to kill is more like it was way back when. I'm talking like Black Ops 1, maybe Black Ops 2. Heck, I'd be happy with Black Ops 4, to be honest. Black Ops 4 is like really slow time to kill. It was super fun for me. I enjoyed that. Make it so, you know, there's actual gunfights in the game, a bit of variety within the weapons. You know, if you die in a game like Modern Warfare 2019, it doesn't really matter what gun you died to because they all kill in like half a frame. You know, I would like a slower time to kill for sure. I would like more simplistic 3-lane style maps, which I know people say are boring, but if you get rid of that style, then suddenly you just have doors everywhere and you have a game like Modern Warfare 2019 again. I would rather see maps like we saw in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 as compared to maps that we saw in like Modern Warfare 2019, and, you know, to go back to games like Call of Duty Ghost, or even stuff like we saw in Call of Duty Vanguard a little bit. Vanguard's maps are okay. They're solidly okay, but they're not as good as I would want them to be. So that'd be pretty high on the priority list for me personally. And then on top of that, just a lot more progression and a lot more rewards. Like, I want to sign in every day and want to grind COD. You know what I mean? I want to sign in. I want to go for Dark Matter. I want to go for 100%er. I want there to be massive rewards for doing 100%er. I talked about it before, but like, you know, the number skin that we had in Blackout, that should have been what you got for 100%er in a game like Black Ops Cold War. And that Dark Aether, whatever bundle they had in the shop, that should have been what we had for doing 100%er in Zombies. There should be a full-on outfit, a full-on camo, calling cards, emblems, everything. Like, you should get, like, super rewarded for doing every challenge in the game, right? Invest in your players. Let your players, like, actually, like, get super engaged in your game. You know, a lot more progression paths, more simplistic maps, slower time to kill, and big, powerful, fun kill streaks. That's how I would make Call of Duty better. Do I think they're going to do any of that with Modern Warfare 2? No, which is why I'm honestly not excited for the game. But we'll have to wait and see once they start actually officially announcing more things about the game and teasing things and stuff like that. But that's what I would personally do. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comment section below. The next question is coming in from Michael Schrader, who writes, Dear Nero, what do you think the next Call of Duty to get remastered should be? For me, it's pretty simple. You guys may be thinking Modern Warfare 2, but no, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1 is my favorite COD of all time. You guys know that, but Black Ops 2 is a very close second, and I feel as though for the vast majority of players, Black Ops 2 would be the game that people would have the most fun with. Obviously, Modern Warfare 2 would be fantastic, especially with some balancing changes to one-man army. But with Modern Warfare 2019, then Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, and then even going back to games like Modern Warfare Remastered, I just don't know how a Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remaster would fit into all of this. And I feel as though if it released around the same time as another modern-themed game with a fast time to kill and kind of like a similar art style and stuff, I feel as though it just wouldn't hit as hard. You know, it wouldn't be as good. And I feel as though a game like Black Ops 2 would be a setting that we haven't really explored in a long time. I feel as though the gameplay mechanics of what we had in that game with SMGs being very good, and things like the M8 and C4 sandwiches, and the really powerful score streaks in the form of the Hellfire and the Lightning Strike and the what's it called, the Swarm and the Lodestar and all that. Like, I feel as though Black Ops 2 would be good as a remaster. I feel as though that is what the vast majority of the community would prefer. I mean, for me personally, I would love to see Black Ops 1 come back, but we saw a little bit of that setting already with Black Ops Cold War, so in terms of being like refreshing and new and interesting, I think a remaster of Black Ops 2 would be the best thing to do. The next question here is going to be coming in from Tate, who is from my streams, who writes, Dear Nero, I think you should force Justin to make his own YouTube channel, but are you going to do more WWE nights like you did the other night? Because I personally thought it was awesome and entertaining. Well, thank you, Tate. You were in it, of course, so of course you thought that. But if you guys follow the stream, I haven't been streaming a whole lot as of late, but we did a WWE 2K22 night where me and my brother took like 3 or 4 nights to create every person from our Discord and our Twitch community and stuff like that, and we gave them like their own personas. Like, basically we took like their personalities and turned them up to 11. Like, my brother's a security guard, right? So I made him like the big boss man, essentially, the same height and weight that he actually has and everything, but he's got like a full-on like body gear, security outfit, nightstick and stuff like that. We just took like Cypher, made him a Vaporeon themed superhero, and then his arch nemesis is a guy from chat named Captain Chaos, who's we made him like a super villain. We made I Talk Fortnite, ITF, using the power cord skin from Fortnite. Like, I made him, but with the power cord outfit from Fortnite. We made Wildcat, of course, using his pig mask and his honestly, like his official Wildcat merch. Like, I gave him that shirt for him to use. And it was really cool. We had a big Royal Rumble, and it was really fun to watch and really fun to do. Like, we didn't actually play the game. We all sat there in Discord and streamed it, and we watched the match and see how it unfolded. Excuse me. And it was super fun. It was super fun. Sorry, my throat's a little bit dry today. And we'll be doing more in the future for sure, 100%. It was super fun, and I have a lot of plans for it. Like, there's a custom NerosCinema arena. There's a NerosCinema championship. My character is just me, but like with the Vince McMahon kind of persona. It's fun. It's really cool. We'll definitely be doing more of that in the future. And Justin having his own YouTube channel for sure, or at the very least a Twitch channel. I think people will definitely enjoy that. A lot of people like seeing him here on YouTube. I think they like having him on the streams on Twitch. So we should definitely do it on his own Twitch channel. That'd be fun. The next question here is coming in from Thomas, who writes, Dear Nero, do you think SHGames will lead the charge on another COD after Vanguard? That's tough. I would like to see them try, because I feel as though the ideas behind Vanguard were good. It's just that they just did not update the game. Call of Duty World War II, I thought was fantastic. And Advanced Warfare, for being the first advanced movement game, they had some really good ideas in there, especially in the form of customizable kill streaks and some of the stuff they did with all the weapons. I think SHGames does have a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of good developers there. I think they can make really good maps. I think they can make really fun and interesting ideas and implement them properly in the Call of Duty games if given enough time. But will they actually lead another COD game? That's tough to say, given the fact that Infinity Ward is this year, and then 2023, there's no big official game coming out. I mean, there's apparently going to be like a mobile game or something, but 2023 is not going to be another game, and then 2024 is Treyarch's year. So at the very soonest, we're talking 2025 at the soonest, if they don't continue with this like one year on, 1 year off style of a system. So we're talking like 2025, 2026 for the next Sledgehammer game potentially, and if they do it, then sure. I mean, I'd like to see them do it. I really would. I love them enough from Call of Duty World War II to give them another chance, but will Activision do that given the failures of Vanguard? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out. But also, that's another question, I guess, for the comments. Would you like to see SHGames lead the charge on another COD title? For me personally, yes. Especially given the fact that at the very soonest, it's going to be like 2025, 2026. So, yeah, given that much time, sure. And if they are releasing their own game and doing their own thing, then that does give Infinity Ward and Treyarch, which are kind of like the dark horses in the race, right? That gives them more time to make their games as well. I don't want them to overwork Treyarch like they have been the past couple of years. I don't want Infinity Ward to have to push out a game if it's not ready, especially considering I don't typically agree with most of their ideas. I would like to see them have more time. And if having Sledgehammer Games, all this time over the next couple of years work on their own title, so be it. That sounds like a great idea in my opinion. The next question is coming in from Landon Knock, I think I pronounced his last name correctly, who writes, Dear Nero, do you think we are getting Deshaun Watson, and if we trade for him, will it be worth it? So that's a football question for the Browns. I'll try to answer it quickly here. Are we getting Deshaun Watson? I do not know. Do I want Deshaun Watson? Yes. Obviously, off-the-field issues are a big thing, and if more information on that comes out, then I don't want him, obviously. But if assuming it's everything's on the up and up, and everything's clean, and everything's good, and whatever, then yeah, sure, a quarterback like Deshaun Watson would be fantastic for the Browns. I was a big fan of Baker Mayfield. I still like him, like as a person, like his personality and stuff like that. But just the statistics, like actually playing football, he has not really been delivering as of late, and I don't think that he's necessarily the quarterback of the future. I feel as though if I had to compare Baker Mayfield to another quarterback, I'd compare him to like a slightly worse Alex Smith, if that makes any sense. Which you would think like an Alex Smith is all you would need, for a team like the Browns, because all they got to do is just run the ball, right? Run the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and short passes to people like Jarvis Landry, and maybe if you want to go deep, go to Amari Cooper that we just got, and of course we have a couple great tight ends and pretty good offensive line, and defense is pretty solid. Like you would think all we would need is like a game manager quarterback, but he didn't really succeed in that, and he obviously has some shoulder injuries this year. But just watching him over the past couple of years, I'm not sure that Baker's ever going to be able to make that transition to become an elite quarterback or someone that can actually lead the team in these clutch games. I mean, we're in the toughest division in football. We got the Cincinnati Bengals there, for crying out loud, who are insanely good. You got the Ravens, which are good. Steelers just lost Ben Roethlisberger, but I think they'll be just fine. It's the toughest division in football, in my opinion, the AFC North, and so we can't just have like a middling quarterback that is unable to clutch up, unable to lead that fourth quarter drive, unable to not turn over the ball, and unable to get the ball in the end zone. So a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, at least the Deshaun Watson that we saw a couple of years ago, that would be fantastic. But will we ever see that? I do not know, and I'm interested as to how this is going to play out. And obviously, I'm following it pretty closely. The next question is coming in from some guy, that's his name, who writes, Dear Nero, do you think that the lack of factions in Vanguard is one of the reasons why it sucks? For me, it takes away a lot of the immersion of the game, especially for one set in World War II. Factions should be in a Call of Duty game, in my opinion. I want to hear your thoughts on this. So factions don't bother me as much as it bothers other people. I know there's all the jokes and memes about my team versus the enemy team in World War II, but it doesn't bother me nearly as much, although I will say this, it does get confusing having everyone be essentially the same specialist, operator, wherever you want to call them, running around. Like if everyone's running around all as the same person, it's confusing. And it was a lot simpler, when you're the Americans facing the Nazis, or the Russian facing the Nazis, or the Americans facing the Japanese, or whatever it was in the other games. Like there was very distinct uniforms. It was very clear, very easy to understand, and very easy to see. And I feel as though for a lot of people, that's something that we should actually have. Customization is obviously a good thing. I like the idea of customization, but in a game like World War II, I can see why they did it, because they don't want people customizing Nazis. That's pretty much it. That's what it boils down to. They did not want you decking out your Nazi character. Any German people, like there's like 2 or 3 German characters in the entire game. One of them is like a lesbian Nazi defector. They do all sorts of stuff. They're very woke over at Sledgehammer Games, and they want you to get immersed within the characters and enjoy that kind of stuff. But at the same time, they don't want to make, here's, I don't even know a name, Richthofen here. He just loves him some Nazism. He's just big Nazi guy. They don't want to make that character. They don't want to make like a super Nazi. You don't want to make Adolf and have players play as him and stuff, because the online gaming community, for crying out loud. I mean, Caustic, I think in Apex Legends, everyone started calling him Holocaustic because he just gasses people, and they should have known that going in. If you're gonna have a guy whose special ability is gassing people and then name him Caustic, that people were gonna call him that. But so I don't see them changing that about Vanguard. Going forward, should there be factions? Yes. Should there be character customization going forward? Yes. Is it hard to implement both properly? Yes. But do I think they'll do it? Yeah, I think they will. And I hope that they find a good way to go about it. Or maybe just get rid of factions in general and go with the idea of specialists like they did with Black Ops 4. I mean, operators are basically the same as specialists if you think about it. But I think specialists are a fun idea. I really do. I enjoy COD with specialists, and I enjoy COD without specialists. I can honestly go either way. But when it comes to factions themselves, like, it doesn't really bother me either, but I know it bothers a lot of people. So I think next time, if they do decide to release like a World War II game, or maybe a game set in the Vietnam War and stuff like that, like actual conflicts, there probably should be factions. But again, it's hard to customize your character if there's not factions. But at the same time, who really cares about your character customization? Because at the end of the day, you don't see them. You see their gloves and that's it, maybe. So it's not really that big of a deal in my own personal opinion. What matters is what the enemy team looks like and how you can differentiate them from your teammates. The next question is going to be coming in from Ram King, who writes, Dear Nero, what is your favorite Call of Duty Zombies game? Mine personally is Black Ops 3. So Ram King, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on this. Black Ops 3 is my favorite Zombies game, but I will say this. If Black Ops 2 had the weapon customization of Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, then Black Ops 2 would hands down be my favorite Zombies, because I really enjoyed Transit. I know that's sacrilege, but I enjoyed Transit. I enjoyed most of the maps on Black Ops 2, in fact. Black Ops 2 had some awesome Zombies maps, and if you had like a working proper combat record, and you had weapon customization and weapon unlocks and weapon camos and stuff like that to grind for while playing Zombies, I would love to be doing that stuff while playing on Transit. That would be super fun in my opinion. But Black Ops 3's definitely got be the GOAT. I mean, the base maps were really good. The DLC maps were good. The custom maps that you get, like the modding scene for Black Ops 3 is insane. Just hands down, Black Ops 3 is the best Zombies in my opinion. But I will say, Black Ops 2, can you hear my dog snoring? I wonder if I'll pick up on the mic. He's laying right behind me snoring pretty loudly, but Black Ops 3, hands down, is the best Zombies in my opinion, because there's so much to do. The maps are good, and then if you play on PC, you have the custom maps, which is infinite replay value. It's so good. That's not to take away from games like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, or the OG World at War, because that was also very fun as well, but it was a different time. And custom maps on World at War, also pretty fun, if you guys never played those. If you download World at War on PC, it's a bit more confusing than Black Ops 3. You can't just go to the Steam Workshop, but if you play World at War on PC, and you have it, assuming... I think it was Earthbound that said that World at War on PC, they ran out of keys, so if you buy the game, you can't even play it. And part of me wants to test that out, because I'll probably make a video on that, because that's a scam and a half. But yeah, World at War on PC had custom maps way back when that fans would make and create themselves and stuff, and those were also very fun. So yeah, Black Ops 3 for me, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down there in the comments. The next question is coming in from Patrick, who writes, Dear Nero, when it comes to your emotes, do you make them yourself or do you have them commissioned? If the former, do you draw them by hand, analog/digital, or do you manipulate official images? If the latter, who do you commission, and are you satisfied with their work? So Patrick, I commission all of my artistic stuff. I mean, I make my thumbnails and stuff, but you can tell they're pretty shitty. I make my thumbnails, but other than that, like my banners, my profile pictures, my animations on my Twitch, my emotes on Twitch, and even here on YouTube, I commission all of those. And the person that did all my emotes, her name is Hazel. She is fantastic, and she is very easy to work with. She's one of those people where you'll give her an idea, and then she'll send you back a concept or what she drew up, and then you can be like, oh, could you change this, and that? And it's not like, it's always awkward, right, for me, or at least it used to be. It'd be awkward talking to graphic artists, because like you feel like you're being mean to them almost when they send you something and you're like, I'm not really a fan of that. But she's perfectly fine with that. Like, her goal as a graphics artist is like, look, I want to get you like the thing that you want, so if you want me to change something, then tell me and I'll do my best. And one emote, I think it was which emote? Might have been the hippo emote. No, the hippo emote was like perfect right away. The easy emote, the NerosCinema easy emote with Bulbasaur with the easy glasses and all that. Like, we had to go back and forth like 3 or 4 times till we got it about perfect, and she was great about it. I'll put a link to Hazel down there in the description if you guys want to check out her Twitter. All you gotta do is like DM her or tweet at her, and she'd be, I'm sure, more than happy to work with you if she's doing commissions, because she's fantastic and I highly recommend her. She's the one that's made all my emotes for Twitch as well as YouTube. The next question is coming in from Spartacus, who writes, Dear Nero, pie or cake? Pie, easily. Cake is so overrated. Cake is insanely overrated. Like, going to a birthday party growing up, like, who was like, oh boy, it's cake time? I mean, some people probably, but the ice cream was always the best part. Cake is overrated as hell. Pie is so much better. No contest. The next question is coming in from DJ Cookie Tea. It's DJ Cook from YouTube, who writes, Dear Nero, what gets you excited about life? Life is the ultimate progression path, man. There's days I still get down, but things have been going really well for me. We're about to hit 6 months since I drank or anything like that, so about 6 months sober. Been on Prozac pretty much the entire time, which has also helped me. I mean, I was on this stuff way back in the day, and I never should have got off it, honestly. But, I mean, everyone has their ups and downs, I suppose. What kind of gets me excited about life, I suppose, is progression. You guys hear me talk about that all the time in video games, but paying off my house, paying off my truck, getting married, the next thing, always looking forward to that next thing, always working towards that next thing. That's what gets me excited about life, because there are days where it's like, oh, what's even the point? Who cares? Why bother? Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, but then those times pass, and then you kind of get back on the wagon, you get back at it, and you realize you have a very small amount of time here on this earth. You might as well enjoy yourself as much as you can. You might as well work as hard as you can. You might as well succeed and do as much as you can while you can, and try to have as much fun as you can, and work towards things that are going to make your life better and the lives of the people around you better, and try to leave a good memory in people's minds when it's your time to go. So that's what gets me excited about life. Is obviously there are times where it's just like all down in the dumps about nothing, but then there's other times where it's like let's just go, let's do this. And I think I'm going through one of those phases right now, because like for a while there I'm like, oh, what's even the point of YouTube right now? I mean, Vanguard sucks, there's nothing to do. But it's like, you know what, I mean, if you want to like do anything with your life, you kind of have to work. You kind of have to like be an adult, be a human being, and you're letting down a lot of people by not making videos for them, because there's a lot of people that look forward to the videos that you make. And so I'm getting back into the swing of things here, and just life. It's the ultimate progression game. It's pay to win as hell. It's grindy. It's super goddamn grindy. The odds are stacked against you a lot of the time, but every now and then you get lucky, and it's pretty fun, and it's enjoyable, I suppose. The next question is coming in from the lovely Miss Courtney, who writes, Dear Nero, if you were a superhero or a villain, what would your superpowers be? I have thought about this long and hard many a time over the years. My brother came up with the cheapest answer ever. He said for him, his superpower would be the ability to manipulate odds. And you may think that's the stupidest idea ever. Like, you're going to like go to Vegas and like win money? He's like, no. Where are the odds I can fly right now? 100%. And then he just does it. Where are the odds that if he's fighting another super villain, where are the odds that you just fall over and die right now? Whoop, look at that, it's 100%. And the guy just falls over and dies. With that power, you kind of just win, I feel like, unless someone else also has that power. How do you counter someone who can just make anything happen wherever they want because they can manipulate the odds of something happening? That seems like the ultimate superpower, but that seems like cheating to me. So if I could pick a combination, it'd be flying and invisibility. And I wouldn't even be a superhero, to be honest. I would just use it to avoid like gas prices and stuff. It's like, oh, do I want to go to Taco Bell? Well, it's a 30-minute drive, or it's a 10-minute flight. I got to go invisible, though, because people see me flying. They're going to ask questions. They're going to try and shoot me down. The government's going to come after me. They're going to do some tests on me. You got to think about that kind of stuff, right? Maybe that's me being a glass half full kind of guy, but people see me flying around, then that's a problem, right? The government's going to come for me. So I can't be having that. So I would like to be invisible while also being able to fly. That would be fun. But if I had to pick one, being able to fly and like not be caught would be a big problem. Like, it'd be really hard. So then after that, just invisibility, I suppose. I don't know what I would do with it, but I feel as though it would just be cool being able to be invisible and just go do whatever. Like, you could go anywhere essentially if you want to. It's like, oh, I'm going to go into the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Sure, I'll just climb over this fence here. No one can see me. I'm just going to walk around in here. Oh, this is cool. Like, you could break in somewhere. Like, right next to there's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not going to steal anything. I just want to go walk around with no one else there, because I've been there before. It was really cool, but there was way too many people. So I could just go in on my own because no one can see me. Stuff like that. I would go invisibility, or if I can have invisibility and flying, I would throw flying on there as my extra ability. Would I actually fight crime and stuff like that? Hell no. That seems stressful as hell. You know how many times Batman's almost died? How many times Superman's almost died? I ain't dealing with all that. I just want to get to Taco Bell faster. The next and final question is going to be coming in from Nades, which is like Hades, but with an N. He writes, Dear Nero, considering you always like going for challenges in COD, have you ever been into achievements/trophies? Yeah, for a little bit there. I forget the guy's name, the guy that has like the record for most gamer score on Xbox. I still follow Stallion83, that's his name. Isn't it weird how like you like stop thinking about something for a second and it just comes to you? But I used to be a bit of an achievement hunter, not crazy or anything. I only have like 40,000 gamer score. I mostly played online games, but I remember like gamer score and achievements on Xbox 360 were like a big reason why I'd play games. Like, we would go and rent a game or whatever, and I'd look at it like, this game looks kind of fun. I can rent it for 3 days. I'm going to try and beat the game and get as much gamer score on there as I possibly can, because it was fun to watch your number go up. And maybe I'm wrong, but I really feel like back in the Xbox 360 days, and you guys let me know about this in the comments, I feel like way back when, people cared about your Xbox profile a lot more. Your gamer picture mattered. Your gamer zone mattered. If you were hardcore, you put like underground, or you had family on there if it was a family account, or you did pro if you thought you were an elite gamer. You put your gamer zone to pro. Your reputation honestly never really mattered. Everyone just had like 4.5 stars. But your name, your location, your headline there, your bio, your 1v1 record, your nuke count that you'd put in your Xbox bio, your gamer score obviously was a big thing. Like if you saw someone that was like super good at COD, you viewed his profile and you look at how cool he had his profile set up, like MySpace back in the day, and you saw he also had a bunch of gamer score, you're like, that dude's a fucking Chad. Like it was just cool. I really liked that system way back in the day. And then when the Xbox One came out, and again, maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't feel as though there's that same community feel around the new Xbox profiles. And I think Microsoft definitely missed the mark on that quite a bit. I mean, you can't even add friends anymore. You just have followers. I don't even know how that works. I still, to this day, I have like thousands of followers on Xbox because people follow my gamer tag, but I guess that means they're my friend and they can see what I'm doing. So I have to set my profile to make it so people can't just join me at all times. Like, I don't even know what's happening. It's just confusing. It's different. I don't like it. I'm a boomer. I get it. I'm old. I get it. Old COD good, new COD bad. Yeah. We've all heard it before. Old ways was better. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There is this week's episode of Dear Nero. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully it made for some good background noise while you guys game, while you work, while you drive, whatever it is you're doing. I'm just happy you guys tuned in. I'm happy you made this far into the video. And stay tuned for more content going up on the channel later on this week. But until then, that's all for today. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.